A Texas police officer has been arrested for raping a 19-year-old that he had handcuffed at a traffic stop. And I don't mean later on he raped her. I mean, he raped her during the traffic stop. This is in Raw Story. 40-year-old police officer in San Antonio, Texas, is facing felony sexual assault charges after a 19-year-old woman accused him of handcuffing her and then raping her during a traffic stop just over this past weekend. And the arrest warrant, which has been obtained by San Antonio Express News, says that Officer Jackie Len Neal pulled over the teen, telling her that her car was reported stolen, even though the woman produced a receipt for the vehicle, clearly indicating it had not been stolen. Neal insisted on patting her down. Woman said, "I feel uncomfortable with this. Could we maybe get a female officer involved here?" He ignored that request, allegedly groped her, placed her in handcuffs, and then took her to the back of the patrol car. Now, Neal is accused of raping the woman and telling her to keep it a secret. And at the time of the alleged assault, video cameras, which were mounted in the cruiser, were not functioning. I think we need to say they were conveniently not functioning. Police indicated that the officer would have known that the cameras were not functioning at that time. Neal was arrested. Special Victims Unit detectives showed up around 2 a.m. Saturday morning, and now civil rights violations are being investigated. This is insane. And when we look at the background of Neal, he had been suspended just a couple of months ago for dating an 18-year-old who had joined the Police Explorer program, which kind of lets you get a feel for a career in law enforcement. Also accused of sexual assault while on duty several years earlier. No conviction because the charges were dropped. $20,000 bail. This is just an unbelievable story, Lewis. It seems that these stories often are from Florida or Texas. And, you know, the broader thing here, I mean, this is ridiculous. What do you think about this specific story, Lewis?
I think it sounds like a lot of other stories. I mean, clearly you've got a guy here who wanted to be in a position of power so he could do things like this. And I hope this is the only time he has done this, because he could have done it a dozen more times and people might have been too afraid to go to other police officers.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I would assume it may not have been the only time, because he does have this thing where he was accused of sexual assault while on duty years earlier, different circumstances, but the charges were dropped. So it's like on the record, we can't say it happened because the charges were dropped, and legally it never happened. But I think you're absolutely right, Lewis. And, you know, we have this idea that people in certain positions should be, quote, good people that you can kind of always trust. And sometimes it's police officers. Sometimes it's, you know, lawyers are always supposed to act in the best interest of the client. That doesn't always happen. Financial advisors, look at Bernie Madoff and so many others. Religious clergy, we know that one has, that ship has sailed a long time ago. And we just have to be cognizant of the fact that just because you are someone in a position that should be one that can be trusted in all cases, we have hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of stories that show us it's not the case.
Right. And why are these people given so much wiggle room? I think in positions like this, their respective employers need to be more picky, more discerning. These people need to be terminated at the first sign that they could commit a crime like this.